We're going to jump right in with some important news as AEW's first console game, Fight Forever, has been rumored to be hitting store shelves for the last couple of months. And after straightening out the ESRB rating issues that they had a couple of months ago, it seems like things are heading in the right direction, or treading in the right direction at least, for AEW's first gaming release. And according to BestBuy.com, Best Buy currently has the game as a potential release date for March 31st, 2023, which is news to all of us, as most of us, and I think I reported this in a news video earlier this month, that most of us expected that the AEW game would be given we'd be giving more information on the AEW video game in a couple of weeks at Revolution. But Fightful's Will Washington revealed on a February 25th edition of the Grape City podcast that AEW talent had recently filmed promotional material for the video game's upcoming release, which again, the last we heard, it was supposed to be a Q2 release date in 2023. The release date has not been updated on all platforms, and Steam still lists the game as coming soon. However, it is confirmed that 2 weeks before March 31st, WWE's video game will be released on March 17th. And the developers of WWE recently spoke about the impending AEW video game being competition for WWE's upcoming release. And I think that to a point they'd be right, but also to a point they'd be wrong, because I think, yes, AEW's game will be competition, but not as much competition as they may expect, because fact of the matter is, if you're going to play the AEW game, you're going to play the AEW game, but I think there are going to be people that just play the AEW game, or are just playing the WWE game, not looking to play both. Either way, it is an interesting bit of information that we could be expecting to see AEW's Fight Forever finally hit store shelves in March 2023. But also, WWE refiled for the trademarks on the Royal Rumble, Fatal 4-Way, and Money in the Bank, as well as Elimination Chamber, and also filed for a trademark on the newest variation of the street fight, the Jailhouse Street Fight, which is the match set to take place between Tony D'Angelo and Dijak at NXT Roadblock next week on March 7th, or in a couple weeks on March the 7th. It is not surprising that WWE renewed the trademarks on the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and Money in the Bank. I don't know why WWE would be renewing their trademark on Fatal 4-Way, other than the idea or the possibility that WWE could be revisiting the Fatal 4-Way concept as a pay-per-view, like they did back in 2010, as maybe NXT could be looking for new shows or new pay-per-views as they continue to expand and change out the image of the gold and yellow brand. Or the black and gold brand? The black and gold brand. Gold and yellow. Yeah, that's very bright brand. But yeah, we'll see what happens on that front. As far as other news, the Firefly Funhouse returned, but with a different twist, as we saw a different side of Bray Wyatt, and we saw his innermost thoughts, pretty much, in the Firefly Funhouse, as it wasn't the same Funhouse as we normally saw. It was including Uncle Howdy, it was including Bray as a weatherman. I mean, honest to God, if you have not seen it, it's worth watching, because it's just that out of the ordinary and that unique. Because every single time you think WWE needs to step up their game with Bray Wyatt, they do exactly that, and this is no different. So if you have not seen it yet, feel free to pause the video, open up a new tab, and go ahead and go get that, go check out that content, because it would be worth it. More than worth it. And we also saw Bray Wyatt debut a new mask, which may be the Uncle Harper mask, as it is a variation of the mask that we have not seen since his debut at or return at Money in the Bank. So it is another twist to an ever-evolving character or the ever-evolving character of Bray Wyatt. We will get to an update on Mercedes Moné and her New Japan status in a second, but we have to talk about one of the Paul brothers, that being Jake Paul, as Jake Paul has said that he would love to work for WWE, but he's got to put his boxing career first, and knows that his brother ended up with a torn MCL last year, so he would not want to risk his boxing career in favor of a wrestling career. Even though he loves WWE and loves working with his brother, he would not want to put at risk his boxing career for a career in the ring. So I don't know if he takes some time away from the ring, the boxing ring that is, to get in the WWE ring, or maybe he'll do a one-shot. Who really knows? But I do think that in sometime in the future, we could see Jake Paul teaming up with Logan in a WWE ring, but that's just me. That might just be me, but I think it is something we could see in the not-too-distant future. Jake and Logan Paul in the WWE. But also, speaking of something we could see very soon, it is a change to the Saudi Arabia shows, because every Saudi Arabia show, to my knowledge, since the Greatest Royal Rumble a few years ago, has been called Crown Jewel. But that is about to change, as the reason why Crown Jewel is not on the pay-per-view schedule in May, like I thought it was going to be, is because Crown Jewel is not going to be the name of the Saudi Arabia show this year. It is going to be the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring. That will be the event at or in Saudi Arabia, with the Queen and King of the Ring being set to take place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia during Memorial Day. God, that's poor timing. But I for one am a big fan of the King of the Ring, and I think that them doing it in Saudi Arabia would force their hand to make it a big deal, because they usually make things a bigger deal in Saudi Arabia. And also, last year when they did the King of the Ring, the King and Queen of the Ring, the finals took place in Saudi Arabia. So I think maybe this could be something that they do on a more consistent basis, as far as something to build up to Saudi Arabia shows, but that's just me. Either way, we will get to the Mercedes Moné story in the next video, and I just want to mention one more thing before we go, and that is that WWE seems to have questions if Sami Zayn is as popular as he is because of the storyline that he's in, and that if he was in a different storyline, would the fans be as behind him as he is, or as they are? So without the bloodline, would Sami be as popular as he is? That's a fair question. That is a fair question, and they feel like that if they had Sami win at the Elimination Chamber, that would have been the end of the story. But having Sami lose and continuing the story, it continues the story, and it allows them to keep things going. From that standpoint, I agree. But I think that there's more to it than Sami being popular or not because of the bloodline. I think they could ride the hot hand and ride the momentum. It's just a question of if that's the direction that they want to go, and right now the answer is no. So, with that being said, I will see you in the next news video.